Hey guys, thanks for joining me on another edition of The Gift of Gab. Today we are going to talk about something that all voice actors deal with at some point in their career, and that is getting used to the sound of your own voice and how do you desensitize yourself to it. Stick around. So my friend, fellow coach, and colleague, Anthony Pica, said something the other day that I absolutely loved, and I told him I was going to borrow. So, hey, Anthony. He said, when I first started in this business, there was a mile of crap between myself and my mic. And I loved that so much that I wanted to make it the topic of this video. And what we were talking about specifically was how much posturing and posing and sort of pretentiousness we sometimes bring to the mic when we're new at this. It's really common, right? We all kind of have this idea of what our best voice is, but usually for beginners, your best voice is actually a misnomer. It's a farce. It's not real. What you think in your head is your best sound is probably something that's a little left of that. It's a little phony sounding. It might be a little contrived. It might be a little overacted because we all do it at the start of this. And the main reason why, if you're new, you are not used to hearing yourself on a recording. You're just not. It takes time to get used to hearing your voice all the time and not reacting to it, not being affected by it, not being critical of it. And once you get to that place where you sort of desensitize yourself to how you sound, your recordings become so much more natural, more believable, more realistic, just more everyday. And we see it a ton in this business. There is so much posturing. There's so many people trying to sound a certain way, trying to present a certain way, right? It gets to be a little bit ridiculous. We've all heard, people talk about radio voices. That's a good example of it, right? When people start to put on their radio voice, there's a really particular sound that comes out. In some way, does it sound good? I guess. It sounds a little more proper. It sounds a little bit more polished, perhaps. But so few voice acting clients want that. They want something real and believable and natural and a little bit flawed and very everyday. So it takes a while to get ourselves from that place to something casual. So how do we do it? You record the crap out of yourself. Yeah. And you force yourself to listen to it. Yeah. And you play it constantly. Even if your endeavor in this industry is not to do audiobooks, I do recommend that you record a book, and a lengthy one at that. Because not only should you hear yourself record it, and you should go through that process of maintaining that performance, but also you should force yourself to listen to it. It used to be, right back in the day, especially like when I got started in this industry, the nature of my job in radio, I was forced to listen to myself constantly. I heard myself on the air all the time. I heard commercials that I did all the time. I heard promos that I did all the time. That was a different situation because it was broadcast work. If you're not in that position, you have to replicate it. And you know how you do it? You record really long things and then you play it in the background on a low volume while you're doing whatever the hell else you're doing, going about your life. Because the more you get used to just hearing yourself and not thinking about it and not caring about it and not worrying about it, the better your performances are going to get. I know it sounds oddly counterintuitive, but it's really not. Most actors on on-screen actors go through the same process. A lot of them don't even watch their own movies anymore for that very reason. They're just so over it. They're like, I don't want to see myself on camera. When you get to that place of almost being sick of yourself and sick of your own performances, that's when you know you've effectively desensitized. Sometimes when I'm just out living my life and I hear myself on a commercial, it takes me a minute. There's actually like a lag in my brain before and I go, oh yeah, that's me. It's a really weird phenomenon. Whereas before, when I was just starting out, I'd be like, oh my God, that's me. I'm on the radio. Yeah. No, I don't do that anymore. And I'm not trying to suck the joy out of it for you. I'm not trying to take the fun out. Trust me. I'm just trying to get you to a place where your performances are much more relaxed and much more real. Anyway, I hope this helped, guys. Thank you so much. If you want more tips and tricks like this, check out my channel. There's loads of information on how to improve your voiceover skills and your vocal and presentation skills. And of course, check out my classes. That's always the best way for us to make a lot of progress really quickly. Talk to you soon.